So if you sit with your spine straight, you can have it rested against something if you wish. And then just placing one hand on your belly, you can place the second hand on top. And we'll start by just fully exhaling all of the air out of the lungs. And then you want to try and take a deep breath into the belly. So really sending that air down, expanding that abdomen out like a balloon. And then fully exhaling all the way out. And just repeating this process. Expanding the balloon. And then deflating the balloon. Fully inhaling. And as we're doing this, as we're breathing into the belly, we're sending the air into the bases of the lungs. And we're creating a forward and backward motion. And this is particularly good for calming the nervous system, because as we do this, the diaphragm tends to press on the vagus nerve, which is a direct signal to calm the nervous system. Okay, so now we're going to take our hands and place them on the sides of the rib cage, as high up as you can without it being uncomfortable. And this time we're going to take some deep breaths, sending the breath into the sides of the rib cage. So fully expanding the lungs, but this time directing it to where the hands are on the sides of the rib cage. So before there was a forward and backwards motion, and now you might notice a side to side motion. And again, getting curious and just noticing everything about the breath. Noticing the ribs expand. And noticing how before the air was being sent into the lower zones of the lungs, and with this, we're sending the breath into the sides of the lungs. Okay, and now finally we're going to place our hands on the upper chest with the fingers just crossing the collarbone at the top. And now we're going to take some deep breaths into where the hands are pressed onto the chest. So deep breath in. This time sending the breath into the upper zones of the lungs. And again, before, in the belly, there was a forwards and backwards motion. And then into the sides of the rib cage, there was a side to side motion. And this time, when your hands are up into the upper part of the chest and you breathe there, what do you notice? It's an up and down motion. Really feeling into it and getting curious with each breath, fully exhaling before each inhalation. And when we're breathing into the upper zones of our chest, it's a more stimulating breath, so it tends to energize us more. Okay. Now you can rest your hands down, and what we're going to do next is combine all three parts of the breath. So you can either place your hands on your belly and your chest, or you can place them wherever you feel comfortable for the combination of the whole three parts of the breath. And we'll do 6 or 7 rounds at your own pace. And you want to fully exhale all of the air out and then begin starting by breathing into the belly, inflating the belly into the sides of the rib cage, and then all the way up into the top of the chest, lengthening through the crown of the head. Nice full breath, taking your time. And once you've completed that, then just allowing a natural recoil, fully exhaling all the way out, completely letting go on the exhale, and then repeating the process, really feeling into each part of the breath without too much effort, without trying to be a perfectionist and get it all right, just getting curious. Each stage of the breath is like a flower that's unfurling and blooming. You know, when it gets to the top, you can reverse the motion. Finding your own rhythm, your own pace with it. And allowing that sense of calm and letting go to come with practice. Yeah, opening up all of the small alveoli in the lungs, waking up the lungs to prepare for the day ahead. Okay. You can complete the last 2 or 3 breaths in your own time. I'll be silent. And you can keep the eyes closed, but just relax your hands down and just letting go of any effort and observing the breath as it returns to its normal pattern. And just noticing its character as it returns to normal. Noticing its depth, noticing the movements in the body associated with the breath. There's a gentle rocking motion that comes with it.